Hello everybody, Demon Red Mist here, and I'm going to try and do a guide lap on, what's this track called? Tokyo Expressway South Outer Loop, which is the next track in Dynamic GT League. Now I'm not going to do it how I normally would, which is taking my time going around each corner. I'm basically going to drive a bit an air lap here, pit lane's nowhere near the start. But I'm literally just going to try and do a couple of laps. There are a few key points to having success around this track, and by success I mean staying off the barriers while going pretty quick. And the number one of those is make sure your car's in the right position, and number two is make sure you're braking, because if you brake too late around here in this car you will end up smashing people, you'll end up sideways, you'll end up in the walls, and trust me, you're better off going slower and staying off the walls and going around the corners. Anyway, for majority of this track you can use fourth gear, and you want to try and avoid second gear, but there's one place you may need to use it. But as I mentioned, this is all about track position, where you're going to put your car. So for any right-handers, get all the way over to the left. Any left-handers, get all the way over to the right. Kink, and then straight line for braking. I'm going to go to third gear here for now, because if you're hitting the barriers here, use third gear. Ideally though, you want fourth, and take your time through the middle corner so that you can get close to the wall on the left here. If you're not close to the wall on the left, you'll lose so much time through that corner. Okay, the hairpin, the tricky corner, braking just before the 150, and bear in mind folks, if people are taking this line, which is the right kind of line, it doesn't mean that they're just leaving the door wide open for you to dive bomb them. Be very careful attempting overtakes into that hairpin, but definitely don't brake late either. Okay, so we've got a section of corners here where we want to try and go as straight as possible, but in the tunnel we need to be on the right hand side so we can turn in and take the tunnel absolutely flat out. If you're not all the way over to the right and turning in at the right point, you won't make it. We're braking before the big signs on the left. Fourth gear for this corner, but only if you let the car slow down, and then you can exit in fourth using all of the road here. Now we've got a chicane, braking before the 50, fourth on the way in, third in the middle, and third on the way out. Up to fourth gear, all the way over to the left, and then getting nice and close to the wall on the right, and trying not to hit the barrier on the left. And that's a lap, but we'll go again. So the braking points are crucial, and the car positioning is crucial, but it makes it easy. So we've got the kink, braking at 150, using all of the road. I'm going to use fourth gear this time, which stay off the throttle. Now we can be on throttle, get over to the right, off throttle to stay left, flip of the throttle, but let the car stay to the right so that we can get to the left in that section of three corners. Now we've got the hairpin again, so we've got to brake at the right point here, which is just before the 150. And you can take this hairpin in third gear. It feels slow, but it can actually be very quick, because this car, even though it sounds slow in third, it's actually very quick. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're wanting to try and take this section as straight as possible, and then to be able to get on the right hand side, and the turning point is the black mark on the wall. Now I've done a little lift there because I was looking at the wall, I wasn't looking at where I was going. I will point it out in a moment. Brake at the signs. If you're braking and you're turning and it's not turning in enough for you, go down to third to get it to tuck in, but you're losing time. Okay, brake just before the 50, fourth on the way in, third over the curves, and try and not hit the wall. Fourth gear, feathering the throttle I am around, fucking I sound like fucking Yoda, around this track, but that's because I'm working on the balance of the car in the corners. But as again, it's all about the car positioning. Brake at the 150, for fourth gear, understeering, go down to third, but now I'm compromised. I can go back up to fourth, but I'm going to have to slow down more here to be able to still make this right-hander, but it means I can now take this corner without running too wide. Okay, again, the hairpin. And you do want to be hard on the brakes here. If you do need second gear, try and go down to it as late as possible. And when you get on the power, be careful because it will want to light up the rear end. So don't be afraid of getting on the power in second gear and then short shifting to third. Okay, so the tunnel, I'm going to go through it. I'm actually going to slow down. I will show it on this one because I know that people are struggling. Right, so this tunnel section is absolutely flat out, right? But only if you've got your car all the way over to the right hand side. Now the black mark that I mentioned that I'm turning in at, on the wall on the left we can see the fire marshal, not fire marshal, but the firebox with the red bit. After that we can see there's something there that's a bit black, some pipes or whatever it is, right? That's where I'm actually starting to turn in to be able to take this corner flat out. Now I know as soon as I turn in whether I can make the corner or not. If I'm unsure, simple way to make sure I can get through this section without losing hardly any time whatsoever is the tiniest of little lifts. So if you're following someone here, just do a little lift, and these corners are dead easy. Because at the end of the day, you only need to get through this part to then know, okay, I can make the exit, you can be flat on the throttle again. But I'll show you that on another lap. Okay, braking, the big signs, the yellow signs on the left. Now, as I said, I'm wanting to take these corners in fourth gear. It is a little tricky, so if you are struggling to do it in fourth, try using third, but make sure you're braking early enough. Brake before the 50. Fourth on the way in, you can hold fourth all the way through if you want. Some people are struggling with that. It all depends on how you are attacking the curves. Okay, so let's try and go for another lap. And on this one, I'm going to go break up the inside of the hairpin. Okay, straight line, a little late on the brakes there, so I'm going to have to go down to third, but I've got to be patient on the throttle so that I don't just completely lose control of the car. And as I said, this is all about track position, where you need to be able to get around the corner in the fastest way possible. Now when I finish this lap, I will try and show a couple of things that people will have been experiencing. Well, up the inside, braking at the same point is tricky because it's a really tight hairpin, a ram deep, and it's dirty up the inside, and now I'm losing the rear end. So if you are going to attempt overtakes into that hairpin, be very, very careful. Because if you do make the move up the inside and you understeer straight on, yeah, people are not going to be happy with you. Okay, so all the way over to the right, flat out, black marker, turning, and we're flat. Okay, just clip the wall on that occasion. Brake at the big signs, the big yellow signs on the left, fourth gear. Let the car slow down. If you don't let it slow down, you'll run straight on into the wall when you get on the power. Brake for the 50, for fourth gear on the way in, third gear mid corners, and then fluid on the way out, get over to the left, fourth gear, just lift off the throttle, you don't need to brake, just lift off it, and let the car work its way around the corner. Okay, I'm going to get myself out of position in the middle of these three corners coming up, to show what some people will have been finding happening for them. So braking at the 150, gone down to third to save myself. So I can go through this corner much faster than I was doing. But now I've clipped the barrier. Now I'm on the left. Now, loads of understeer, and I'm slow, and I'm in the wall. So yeah, I can take the middle corner quicker, but I take the three corners together much slower. So this is where, on commentary for example, slower to go faster. This is a track where slower to go faster will pay dividends. Okay, the tunnel, I'm going to show it with a lift this occasion, because it's such an easy technique to do and to use, and literally you can do this and make this every single time. So all the way over to the right, little lift, turn in, easy, absolutely easy. So get the car on the right, turn in at the black marker, tiniest little lift, and it allows you to get through the corner almost flat out. So if you've got a car in front of you or anything like that, you can get through that corner like that every single time, no problem. So for anyone that's been struggling there, that's how you do it. Okay, right, I'm going to stop it there. So I've completed this one. So hopefully I've been able to show there a few techniques that will really help. Have a good one.